Hello, viewers. I'm SB.
And I'm Amabel.
It gets longer every time. And welcome back to the most echoey house in the universe here in Thief of the Black Parade. It is a nightmare. It is a nightmare trying to move around in here. And the thing is, like, it's a nightmare on such a scale that I don't really feel like moss arrows are the right solution to this. At least, like, we don't have enough. Right? I would need to cover most of the floor of every room, it feels like.
Yeah.
So we're going to try something a little bit different here.
Okay.
So we know that when we open this door, we're going to get this conversation, right?
For the last time, you keep an eye on the gallery and don't let any servants come close to the ruby. Got it?
But what
Yes,
have they
sir.
got to clean the pedestal? I mean, them servants. Intruder!
Oh, I didn't get all three of them.
Help!
Damn. Okay, just really slow and low until I'm on the carpet. Damn, I was hoping to grab him before he got full awareness of us. It doesn't sound like anybody in any other rooms have heard us yet. Oh, but I hear the whistling. Okay. Gas arrow's a big resource.
Yeah. I mean, he got you 2 out of the 3, and that might have done it.
Yeah,
If we're lucky.
if we're lucky.
There's some money on the table.
I don't know that luck is, our luck has necessarily been great so far, but let me get everybody into a position where they're not so visible from the other room.
That's because Hume doesn't have a mustache.
Excuse me? Is there a thing of this?
Sorry.
What?
We were playing a game earlier where there is a stat for mustache, which
Yes,
is a
that's
luck,
true.
which is
the
just a
new-
luck stat.
The new Mario and Luigi RPG,
Yeah.
Brothership, where you do each character has a. Is that what mustache does? I see.
Yeah.
You looked it up. I didn't look it up.
I did. I'm sorry, I spoiled it for you.
Amabel, how dare you? All right, well, I think I'm going to call that success. That is some level of success. So I'm over here because I wanted to check out the library area, right?
Yeah.
This is not traditionally the kind of stuff you would find in a library.
Well, this is the game room.
Annabelle, you're the game room.
The game.
Did you ever consider that? You ever consider that?
Did you pull up the map again?
Yeah.
The game room, okay,
Yeah,
is there, and the library's above it.
The library's
okay,
above
gotcha.
it. Yeah,
Okay.
we're headed in the direction. The point I was making is we're not there yet.
Okay.
We're still moving. That's loot. That could be loot. No. A little hard to tell, like, things that are made of gold versus things that are made of certain colors of wood.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have a little bit of engine experience going into this, that you know which items are loot. But still, even so, it can be a little difficult to tell here and there.
Have you ever drinking out of a wooden cup?
Probably at some point, I'm sure.
Okay.
Why do you ask?
Just you don't see wooden cups very often these days. You know?
Yeah, I guess.
I'd be afraid of getting splinters.
Well, they're not like, a wooden cup's gonna have a finish on it.
Is that what I did wrong?
I think that guy's walking away. What did you do wrong? Did you drink from a cup and get splinters? Is that what you're...
Moving on.
Okay. Yeah, you're supposed to, put some kind of lacquer on it.
Yeah, so I had to take a wood shop when I was in middle school.
There's apparently only one periscope on the second floor. Pretty rad.
I was very bad at it, and I did not do great at the not making it a nightmare of splinters part of wood working.
Yeah, there's a lot of steps that you're supposed to do specifically for that reason. A lot of sort of sanding and finishing and whatnot.
And the thing I do generally is I half-ass things, so it didn't work.
There is a person in this room for sure. Oh, no, he's coming this way.
Good job.
Damn it. There's at least one more person right through here somewhere. All right, I'm gonna move this body real quick. The dark spot over here should be fine. He fell in the shadows, and was probably not visible, but I'm a little worried that he might not have been the only guard on that patrol path.
Yeah.
I didn't want somebody tripping over him. And in fact, it sounds like we might be about to make contact.
Maybe.
Or maybe not. I do want those opera glasses, though. That's definitely a loot item. I'm feeling like we're going to have to pick up a lot of stuff. Yeah, we're still over 1,000 value away from being clear. All right, let me stick my head out here. Let's see if I
being
can't.
a crime lord really is lucrative. This lavish house makes me want to throw up.
It's a weird bit of commentary. Isn't Hume a professional steal from rich guys guy?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that the whole?
But you know, so is
It's just weird.
so
It's
is
just
Garrett, and
it's weird for him to be like, I guess being a crime lord really is. Like, that should be a settled fact of his life by now, you would think.
I think he probably just has a lot of like class resentment, which you know it's been
Sure. My
doubtfully
point is that the way
over time.
my point is that the way he says that suggests a novelty, not that the resentment is unreasonable.
Yeah.
Like, it's a fact he's just now figuring out.
That wasn't quite my read on it, but you know, because I feel like when you hate something deep in your bones,
What do you mean you hear? I'm not. There is no way to be quiet enough.
Back here and fight.
Oh, I hear dog. Oh no.
Okay.
All quiet now.
Oh no.
I have a question. I have a question about that dog. Is that dog a champion?
Of course, that dog's a champion. All dogs are champions. Did you see how it just took the blackjack swing? Shook it off completely unaffected.
Yeah.
Incredible work.
What I was saying though is that if you hate something so deep in your bones, sometimes your resentments can feel fresh every time.
I see. That's a fun headcanon there.
And I mean, Hume and Garrett are both right.
Is that a rogue I see?
Oh, shit.
Guards.
Is that a rogue I see? I'm sorry that I had to crack you across the face, sir, because you did amuse me.
That was a fun line reading. That was well done.
Hey, a cool map of the city. Okay, that looks expensive. Not allowed to steal that, apparently. Weird.
It is weird.
It's like a very obviously a valuable object, but fine. Maybe they're hard to move, you know? Part of the thing is being able to sell the stuff off afterward.
So I have a categorization question for you.
Okay.
This room we're in is a library. Clearly
Alright.
a library.
Okay.
Right? What is the difference between like a library and a book room?
One of them is a real thing. During my voyage to Siehzan's most remote locations, I had the opportunity to quench my thirst for exotism by witnessing their peculiar occult traditions. One of them is so particularly macabre I can't not speak of it. They call this practice Singfong Ma in their amphigoric religion. In our language, it is called spectral wedding. This barbaric custom consists of a grotesque parody of a wedding between two deceased persons, with the purpose of keeping them at peace in death and preventing them from coming back to haunt the living. I shared this strange discovery with my young guide when I came back to the embassy. As far as I could tell from my short study, this blasphemous practice is forbidden under the current dynasty, and is only practiced by superstitious peasants living in the most remote villages, for there is an important morbid trade in this secular cult. My young guide hushedly told me of a sinister case that occurred in the village of his birth. A young woman was freshly entombed, then exhumed the next day to be sold to a family, and then exhumed yet again the day after to be sold to another. See corresponding chapter. Okay. So there is a window up there that is open. It would lead onto the roof, I guess, or we don't know if there's another floor. We don't have a map for another floor. But the important thing is, it would lead, my guess is it leads into a way into the security office from above.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. I don't know that we want to necessarily interact with that just yet. Because we're still short a chalice and an awful lot of money.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting thing. I might just mark it on the map. I hate this thing where when you indicate a position, what you're doing is indicating the center of whatever label you're going to put down instead of the left side of it.
Yeah.
When you start writing, it's a minor annoyance, I guess, but it is a real annoyance.
So I used to have a book room. I used to have a book room. Okay. It does exist.
Jesus Christ. Damn it. Hume, when I press the jump button, you gotta jump, buddy. Useless. He's useless. Okay, well, we're not getting it, so let's not even worry about it.
Yeah.
We will try to climb up there later. I mean, I'm sure we can sink a rope arrow into, like, the roof.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
It's all wood. Okay, so there's that guard patrolling around this area with the dog, which I suspect is going to be a persistent issue. I don't exactly know what the rules are for evading the dog. I will say it definitely doesn't have any kind of, like... The common usage of a dog in a stealth game is that they can see you in the dark because they can smell you, right? They can sense you when you're not usually sensible.
Okay.
The fact that that dog is able to walk right past us and not notice us, I think is an extremely strange thing, because why even go to the trouble of making a dog enemy for a stealth game if it is tricked the exact same way you trick the human enemies, you know? It's like a very strange choice, I think.
Also, you crawled in through a sewer, everyone should be able to smell you.
That's also a fair point, actually.
Smell usually isn't modeled in these games, though, except like in that interaction you described with like a dog or animal being able to sense you there.
Yeah, correct.
Especially because of the smell. I think that's interesting.
These periscopes are terrible.
You know, they put a lot into hiding from sight and being careful of the sound. But they don't really deal with the smell dimension at all. I guess it would be harder to represent an audiovisual medium. You need some kind of, Yeah, you
got to play with senses that the player can interact with. Okay, so... Ballroom. I wanted to get over to the private study area because I reckoned there was probably some valuable stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess this is the way. I don't know if that dog unit is patrolling like a back and forth type patrol path, or if it's doing a circular one. So I decided not to go down the hall behind it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think when we saw them from the first floor, they were crossing right to left across that landing, which would suggest to me that they have like a U-shaped path that they go back and forth on. Because they were just walking in what would be the other direction when we saw them.
Yeah.
I appreciate the the guard footsteps are as trackable as our footsteps apparently are, but this engine really does not do a very good job with positional sound. We're still, early days for that kind of technology. So when you see me like walking forward and then I just like stop, a lot of the time what I'm trying to do is audio position footsteps, but it almost never works. Like I can hear 3 different people at least. But they all sound like they're everywhere. I can't tell. The guard I was concerned about in that other room, I'm pretty sure is on the first floor now. I think there's one in here. Well, although not one of the ones walking, it would seem. Can't tell what that guy's doing. Okay, no, he does. He just takes a break every now and then. Interesting. Well, he should be walking right this way. It's neat that they've programmed some like slightly more complicated and more human seeming behaviors into the guards, like a guard who sits down for a second at a point in his patrol where there's a convenient piece of furniture or something. That's actually a really nice detail. So I don't love that. I don't know where he went. He must have gone down that hall. There's loot. There's a room. That's got to be this guest room. Like, we're right here, I think.
Okay.
It is so nice to have real maps.
Yeah. And the maps really help here. Because I feel like,
This way.
again, I'm not the one playing it, but this feels like challenging but fair. And I think having the map helps being able to know, like, oh yeah, I gotta anticipate there being a periscope there.
Well, like,
And
not having the maps, I don't think is like unfair. It's not an element of difficulty. It's just kind of annoying and tedious in the way that it like drags out the part where you're searching the level.
That's true. That's a good point.
I think it's more of a convenience factor than a difficulty factor, really, and is one that is like very much appreciated.
Like definitely having a real map with labeled rooms, it helps give you incentives to move towards. So you're not just, like you said, searching around, like fumbling around the level. And
Yeah.
I
There's another layer to that too, which is that people who are not good at maintaining 3-dimensional spaces in their head, or people who are not good enough for the level of complexity of your space, at least, are going to get lost much, much more frequently without real mapping. And you certainly saw some of that with me, even, and I think I'm like kind of okay at that as a task. But
yeah, you're much better at it than I am. Like, we call this series SB and Amabel play, but you're the one playing, because if I was playing, each of these missions would take like 6 episodes.
oh, well now.
How many times am I gonna have to steal this thing?
Okay, just double and triple checking. I don't think this looks alarmed. Okay, cool. Where are we at money-wise at this point? 834. God damn it. All right, it's fine. My lord, in these dire times, mothers and children are abandoned while the paternal figures defend the honor of the city on the battlefields. Let me just say that you do a more than fantastic job keeping these good people busy in your workhouses. Criminy. Could you honor me with a half dozen of your little workers? Specifically, honest and brave boys who aren't afraid of getting dirty for a fair labor and who are capable of running fast. Their small, wonderful sizes would be perfect to squeeze into the pipes to clean all that nasty soot from my automated furnaces. Know that, if you accept, I shall show you my gratitude by offering you even more of these Roxburghian art pieces you are so fond of. Mr. Calvert, Smolderbalk Smelters. Smolderbalk has a a delightful
Yeah.
sort of almost fantastical character to it. What a Wonka-ass company name. Your Excellency, this missive was written as a journal with the purpose of facilitating reading. Here are some details of our operation this week that could be of interest to you. 9/17/833. I had my spies scour the city as you ordered. None of them had anything substantial to report, but one, who says he glimpsed the thief Hume in soot-chime on the 16th in the morn. She couldn't tell me exactly where he was headed, as he quickly disappeared in the bowels of the quarter, but she is fairly certain it was him. I have no reason to doubt her word, but the other spies in the vicinity saw nothing, hence why I didn't send you a missive. I shall keep you updated on the matter. 9/19/833. I had a conversation with Lord Kuranis, or perhaps, on the subject of the ever-raising tolls on goods coming from outside the city. The good fellow assured me he shall make the problem disappear as soon as possible, in the upper Newmarket area at the very least, and his services were cheaper than my original estimate. 9/22/833. I finally found some leads on this Palmer fellow you were hoping to employ. A little inquiry I personally funded revealed that his real name is Garrett, and that he used, or still uses, numerous aliases to cover his tracks. Philby, Talbot, Messer Johannes, who knows how many. His head had a price attached to it by the Judge Azamlarg herself last year, but only during a very short while. This is very strange, as the lady is not known to forget, and least of all forgive. Sadly, I couldn't gather any more information. This elusive man is like a ghost. Why, he's got some real protagonist energy, I dare say.
It's neat that there are two thieves in the setting named Garrett that are mysterious and hard to find.
What are you saying?
Well, wait, do you think that's the same guy? Please, thank you for laughing at my
I thought that was commentary, but I see it was just a bit. I should have known. All right, weird little statues. I'm always reluctant to pick up that particular loot item. I don't know why. It just feels like they're little people. Feels like they might come alive in the pocket, run off.
You know what I still think about a lot is that jump scare in, I want to say, Thief 2, where you read the little necromancy thing, and then when you came out from it, there were zombies all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
That was a nice touch. So I would like the statues to come to life, to be clear.
I don't know what these people are doing, but I've had enough of it already. Okay. Way outside. So this is the greenhouse. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's weird that there's this room that has this curtain instead of a door to this outdoor area, but right, this makes sense.
No, it
Okay,
doesn't.
I don't think there's a lot else going on in here. Oh, water crystals. Sick. One thing that I do feel is a little underdeveloped about the setting is the elemental crystal stuff. It's like wherever a lot of element is, these elemental crystals form naturally, and it's
weird.
cool. It's cool that Garrett has use for them, but you should think also, and like the thing we just saw, I think is a really good example of what I'm talking about. There should be lots of other people who have figured out uses for them. Because like as a reliable natural phenomenon, that's a thing people would learn to exploit, right?
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
And it's weird how little of it there is in the environment and how little it appears in the writing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like I feel like it should be like a mundane thing. It doesn't matter.
I feel
Anyway.
there should be some. Yeah, I agree.
Boss, did some digging on Hume. Not much is known about him, I'm afraid. Looks like he was a child worker tossed around between the factories of the old industrial district and the shipyards of Foul Creek and Green Bay. I know this information from a fellow named Gaston. Apparently, Hume eventually got recruited by the Deepshine Thieves Guild, whom Gaston is a member. That's almost English. And quickly proved to be really skilled at the whole sneaking and killing thing. He says the boy was some remarkably relaxed tone all of a sudden. He says the boy was truly gifted. Thing is, he got betrayed by that disgusting swine from Whitebell who gave him to you recently. Seems to trust the wrong people, that one. The only other thing I know is that he was sent to a prison camp somewhere outside the city and contacted the fat bastard as soon as he returned, about 7 years later. He probably had no idea the fence sold him out back then. In any case, I think the deal you made should keep him happy. Gaston told me Hume can be prone to violence when he feels threatened, even by someone as mighty as you. Gaston says Hume once butchered a few of his comrades who got jealous and tried to teach him a lesson. Caution is advised. That's a pretty vague story there, buddy. Alright, Lord Dewall, renovation is progressing very well. We have fully finished working on the northeast stairwell and have begun work on the southeast guest bedroom. We also did as you requested with regards to the adjustments to the west bedroom, that we cannot do the same to the southwest, southeast, and east bedrooms, as this would require rearranging the entire manor structure there. Reworking the structure would be very costly and would cause massive delays, though we can always do this at a later date should you demand it. Work on the main hall will take more time than anticipated as the brickwork needs to be reinforced a bit beforehand. The rest of the manor should be easier now as we have completed work on the most delicate areas. Rest assured, everything should be finished by Frimus, and this old manor shall be good as new. Foreman Heron of Arnolfini and Associates, High Watch.
Those are the map people.
Adjustments to the west bedroom. That's interesting. Ooh, that candlestick in the middle there is a loot item. It's so funny, like, just the difference in resolution and luminosity and stuff. The paintings that are from the different sources.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there's this west guest room that I am now quite interested in. So we just came out of the dining room. I want to go over there and check that out. We may as well check these other guest rooms. We need to make up quite a lot of money. We can take a peek in the gallery. It probably is the case that the most effective way to get from the security office after we turn the thing off to the gallery is going to be just dropping down, if that's possible. I don't remember looking upward, because I too am guilty of the thing. But if we can get down from the upper floor, that would make things a lot easier. We really need to get eyes on that side of this floor. So let's do that.
What Hume needs is Vincent D'Onofrio to hold him.
Like a pig? What is the... Are you referring to the tilt the pig so gently thing?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with...
Because it makes the pig look up at the stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get that. I sure hope the people watching this are familiar with that one weird tweet that Vincent D'Onofrio did. Listen, if you just go Google Vincent D'Onofrio pig so gently, I'm sure you'll find it. It is sort of a remarkable thing, because, like, when you first see it, you almost can't help but laugh. But I do feel like
very sweet, yeah.
Yeah, I do feel like there's something about the authenticity of it breaks through pretty quickly, and I don't know. It's a weird thing. He seems like a weird guy.
See, I didn't encounter that until today. This is the first time I saw it.
Okay.
When it was being shared on Blue Sky.
Yeah,
so
I did see that.
It was fresh. It was fresh in my head.
Yeah, if I hadn't had it refreshed for me, I might not have remembered it so quickly. What is this?
Look, I'm trying my best to be a good sidekick,
Closet?
to have observations and also gags, and not all of them are going to work. Sometimes I try to get you to do a conversation with me, and you're like, that room doesn't exist. So, like, what can I do? I'm trying my best.
Oh, so now it's my fault even. I see how it is. Well, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Spooky
Oh, that's
attic.
nice here in the rain. That's nice.
Hume, you fucking idiot. So he failed to just step across to that thing, but it's okay. I landed on top of the door flawlessly, thus avoiding all damage.
Oh, no.
Hume is like, the thing is, like, video game characters. This is not a Hume problem specifically. This is a video game characters thing. It really is just like there's this weird combination of, like, complete incompetence at incredibly basic tasks and also wildly superhuman agility in many other ways. All right, so this area is guarded. We do need to be a little cautious.
I would like to see more of that, like in an action movie, like a clumsy John Wick would be really charming to me.
You know what? This is probably worth darkening, because this gives us a lot of control over the lighting in this area. Okay. I was just about to complain about how much of this level is electrically lit and as such difficult to control. But okay, up here with all the exposed wood, lots of fire. Makes good sense to me.
I mean, it's likely that the electricity in this setting is probably more direct current, so it's
Okay.
itself is dangerous.
Sure, that makes sense, I guess. This guy was real close to the door when we opened it. I think his patrol path... I'm just going to try to grab him when he comes close to the door again.
Okay.
Looks like he walks around the upper greenhouse. Oh, that other guard is like very, very nearby. Alright, let's just take you to a place that definitely nobody can see. The guard walking around with the lantern is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Again, the mobile light sources stuff was really it's real fancy tech at the time.
Yeah, and like I caught my breath a little bit there when I was like, "Oh shit, he has a lantern."
Right? There was a chance that light was going to reach far enough to illuminate us for the archer. I was a little worried. There's another chest over there that we definitely ought to check. He's coming back, right? Like he's not. His patrol path is not round. It's back and forth. So.
Hey, come out at once.
Huh. Wonder what exactly he's responding to? Okay. So we'll move you away from that door a little bit, but that should be fine. I think he was the only person up here.
Okay.
We didn't see any evidence of anybody else, at least. Doorknob. There you go. I don't know why that spider had a doorknob.
He's probably flatulent.
I'm not.
You're just not responding to that one? Okay.
I do not know how to engage with that. What does a doorknob have to do with flatulence, Amabel?
A terrible childhood game where if someone does a flatulence, people punch you until you touch a doorknob.
Okay, yes, you have told me of this before. This is not a game that I have any personal experience with.
Good. It's actually bad and horrifying. I did not care for it.
Ooh, free gas arrow. That is significant. I don't know why there would be a gas arrow here. Maybe they just like the gases from the...
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, well that's tremendously dangerous. Like really unbelievably dangerous. So that window in the building across the street is open. I wonder... It doesn't really seem like you'd be able to get across from here to anywhere.
No,
But there's that balcony down there. Oh, there's a ladder. If you trust a ladder. Because I think you could get from this balcony to the walkway outside that window.
Okay.
That's interesting. There's probably money in there, huh?
Maybe.
And you might even be able to get back into the building somewhere down the way. I'm going to give this ladder an attempt.
You also could probably come back this way, up the ladder again. To come back.
Yeah.
To the cave. Yeah.
Oh, get down. Okay, there we go. I don't love this. This seems like quite a fall, actually.
Very high up.
That's right. I was still kind of on the ladder, I think. It's hard to tell when you've gotten loose. Nope, nothing moved.
Can't hear it anymore. Probably nothing.
I think you should assume it was nothing. You should come over here. Nope, don't look this way. What is his visibility to the world around him right now that he can't see this? Am I not backlit? Like, should he not at least see a man shape crouched and
I mean, he would just be very nearsighted.
very, very nearsighted? Yeah, I mean, like, the technology to figure out for like guard perception purposes if something is backlit that's a serious problem. Mathematically, I am not actually flabbergasted at them not having that in here. There we go.
I guess I have a weird
Uh-oh.
question.
There.
Identify yourself.
It's me, the Reaper. Ow, he stabbed me. I'm the Reaper. He's got the low ground. Yep. I had no hope. What's your question, darling?
So it strikes me that a lot of these problems about guard AI and visibility in a stealth game would be quite different in, like, if there was like a multiplayer stealth game. Does such a thing exist?
Where, like, some people are guards and
Yeah.
I'm not aware of anything that works quite like that. And, like, Assassin's Creed had multiplayer modes that were like competitive stealthing, and obviously there another player could see through your nonsense based on your behavior. Potentially.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to kill him with an arrow, all stealthily. Where'd he go?
Come on now.
No? Really?
And probably has some brain damage.
Yeah, that first arrow paralyzed him. He's a tough dude.
He's a tough dude.
Is he magic? Nice, good dodge.
You're dog meat. Scared, are we?
Yeah, that's what's happening. I mean, I'm getting pretty scared if I'm honest. This man might be invulnerable.
Well, we know arrows do between 1 and 6 points of damage. Maybe all these are doing like 1 point of damage.
You would think at a certain point.
You know my favorite thing about the I'm Doing Stealth Amabel t-shirt?
Available
merch.
yeah.
Yeah. Is I drew one of the guys with 6 arrows in his head.
Yep.
Just to really capture the thief experience.
To capture this sort of moment. I appreciate that. I appreciate all of the details present in your excellent merch at URL.
I don't know the name of the thief.
I don't have the URL either.
I sell like 3 t-shirts a year and I've not sold any of that one. So it's
Oh, hey, look. It's another thief. We're taking a little break from robbing Lord Duval to rob whoever this is. In the Thief 1 engine,
Yeah.
beginning to attack. What is that? Beginning to attack makes you stand a strength potion. So in order to execute a crouching strike like that, you have to strike and then hit crouch during the animation, which is a little goofy. Okay. Who goes to sleep dressed in their thieving leathers? Maybe he just got back from a difficult shift of robbing people, and he just like collapsed. You know, it was just too much.
Yeah, probably.
We've all had those days. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I used to work as a dishwasher
Mm-hmm.
at a restaurant, and that can be pretty brutal work. That can be pretty grueling sometimes. You know, you get a Friday dinner shift, like, go through a lot of dishes. And at the end of your shift, your clothes are completely... Oh. Hey! Should you maybe have, like, done something with the fact that you clearly heard me? What an idiot. I don't even feel bad for the things that happen to these people. Okay, anyway. Your clothes are completely soaked through at the end of the shift, right? You have the high pressure water sprayer thing, and
Yeah.
there's just... Your clothes are completely soaked through with more or less, you know, dishwater in all states of uncleanliness. You're going to smell a lot like the sort of like the generalized kitchen environment. A sort of an amalgamation of all the common food smells of that restaurant. Well, I don't know if this is going to work. Nope, it worked. I'm great. I guess we can just let ourselves back into the house over here and start searching from this side. I don't know where I am at this point. I guess we would be... So we came out... We're probably like over here, right?
Yeah, probably.
Nobody was around to hear my dramatic sting. You might be very tired. You might be very, very tired when you get off your shift.
Mm-hmm.
You absolutely cannot just collapse into bed. just crawl into bed and go to sleep. Because first of all, your whole bed is going to stink in the morning. And secondly, you are going to have some fucking wild... If you're anything like me, you're going to have some fucking wild nightmares about the smells.
Oh, no.
That is a mistake I made one time. Could you open the rest of the way, please?
My poor baby.
It's a bad job. Don't do it.
Yeah, no.
That's my advice.
I've never worked in a restaurant. I don't think I could. Is that the worst job you've ever had?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, like, there are bad things about lots of jobs in lots of ways. I did not fit well into an office environment when I worked for that that logistics software company. That was challenging in other ways. But I would do that again over working the dish job again, for sure. Guy with a unique voice.
Now, you would think the worst job I ever had would be the one where I looked at mold and feces all day. Or perhaps the one where I got beat up often.
Yeah, I've heard about both of these in the past, and they sound terrible.
But the worst job I had actually was a paper route.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I had a paper route twice in my life. Once as a kid, when I was like 12 or 13. So I had to get up at 3 in the morning, go pick up the papers, and then deliver them.
What do you think about this smoker? This is cool.
Yeah.
It's also a deadly trap. I can't get out of it.
Oh no.
Hume is stuck. Oh no. Help.
I don't know how.
Okay. I'm not sure what happened because I was able to pass through this space while crouched in one direction, but definitely not in the other one. There's a fire arrow. Sorry, I don't mean to distract from your story.
Oh, that's okay. I'm just hoping you get out of this.
Somebody come save me.
There you go. You got it. So I had to get up at like 3 a.m. as like a kid in middle school.
Yeah.
That was rough.
Sure.
But then later in life, I briefly, when I was real desperate for money, got a paper route where, in that one, I'd have to go pick up the papers more closer to midnight.
Mm-hmm.
And this was after working 2 other jobs during the day, and I hated it because it's just really like it's monotonous work and physically exhausting, which those 2 things together are really unpleasant.
Yep.
And and being up that late, and like it got to the point where like I was so dreading going back to the job that I was considering some self-harm, and I was like, well, this I should quit this job.
Yeah.
And then I did.
Yeah, if you can.
I listened to my body. Like, okay. And to be clear, I had that paper out as a kid for a few years. As an adult, I had the paper out for 6 days, and I was like, I couldn't. And I never got paid for that. They did not give me my money.
Well, that's rough.
That's the worst job I've ever had.
I'm sorry that happened to you. That's pretty bad.
This job seems pretty cool, though. I mean, it feels like Hume does not go hungry. Hume does not go hungry.
No.
Leave cheese around.
Yeah, every time we enter a house, I assume we do so on an empty stomach, with the intent of eating 6 people's worth of food very quickly inside.
Yeah, I know Hume and Garrett both make a big to-do about these rich mucky mucks and their pretensions, but I bet they eat really well. We're only seeing them eat like cheese and vegetables, but I'm sure like sometimes there's like, I don't know, braised pheasant or something.
I mean, we're seeing huge amounts of meat. It's just Garrett and Hume won't eat it. Well, sometimes they will eat an entire leg of a deer. Butler, I shall dine in my private dining room again tonight. Tell the cook to prepare a quarter of beef braised with red wine, just like he did during Valpurga's Eve. Bring me a creme brûlée 7 with some lemon-flavored sorbet as well. As for my guests, tell them I am much too busy and shan't be able to receive them until tomorrow morning. Make sure the Duchess doesn't drink too much, and keep an eye on this Yarnum fellow. Make them dine on the terrace outside so I can observe them from the greenhouse. Oh, interesting. Contact the Coachman's Guild and tell them to have a carriage ready for the First City Bank and Trust tomorrow near the 3rd afternoon chime. You shall have the day out afterwards, but make sure renovations continue with no trouble. Okay. Ian, my esteemed friend, I write you this letter to confirm that this year's Lodge of the Butlers of the City shall take place at Miss Pennycuddle's on the 23rd of Veneficus, and shall begin on the 9th toll of the bell. Franz has managed to talk his master into letting him borrow some bottles of fine Solanian, and I've heard Duma is going to bring a few exotic trinkets Lord Gervasius doesn't give a damn about anymore. This will be a lot more interesting than last year's drab party Bistro organized. Well, I sure hope he's not coming this year. His constant ramblings, worthy of the worst lunatic, were extremely bothersome. As soon as we started speaking of something, he'd change the subject back to his pompous supposed knowledge, treating us with contempt while talking gibberish no one cares about, to hours on end. I wonder if he's this condescending and talkative with Lord Martin. He's one damn navel-gazer, I'll tell you that. Perhaps I should get some weak poison from my lord's stash if he does in fact come to the ceremony. You know, my lord's stash of poisons of various efficacies. Anyway, who do you think will win the Who Has the Stupidest Master contest this year? My money's on Marcus, as usual. You don't make masters like Lord Bafford anymore. Still, some people are getting tired of his winning streak, but the game's the game, and the whole thing is absolutely hilarious. The look on his face gets me every single time. Sometimes I believe I will die of laughter someday. I don't get to laugh often here. So, Ian, I count on your presence. With the prospect of seeing you there, your friend, Hulbert Dufent.
I enjoyed that letter quite a bit, actually.
We're getting a little bit of that like fanfic effect again, where it's just like they sure do love to use names that appear in the games. Like,
Yeah.
hey, remember this? And pretty much just for the purpose of, hey, remember this?
Yeah, but you know they're all butlers for high. Like it didn't bug me this time, is what I'm saying. And I did remember that. Leonardo DiCaprio pointing at the TV. That's when he says, "I remember that," right?
Yeah, famously.
I haven't seen that movie, so I don't know. I don't even know what movie it is.
I believe that comes from Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay, I have seen that movie. Okay, I just forgot that part.
I think so.
You know what the problem was with Wolf of Wall Street?
What's that?
Is that when I saw it in the theater, I had gotten a free large soda and had drinking the entire thing during the trailers.
Okay.
So I watched the whole movie, because I'm not going to go in the middle of the movie. So I watched the whole movie having to go to the bathroom and holding it for 3 hours. So I may not have took in all the information on the screen.
Yeah, that doesn't feel like the optimal way to enjoy a film. I think the filmmakers might rather that you just go to the bathroom, just miss a little bit.
I do remember the part with him driving the car, though. That was great.
I'm trying to be pretty thorough here because it feels like we got to make a lot of money. And it feels like we always miss so very much money. So I don't even know where we are at this point. I'm all turned around.
Okay, well,
I know how to get back to where we were. Okay, so we're just on the first floor. Is that stealable? It is. These are not the kind of curtain you can sneak through. Okay. I think we've gotten enough out of this. Let's head back up.
okay.
So I think I would just rope arrow that platform, and then we're good. I did. You managed to like lead us around to the place where we had left a rope arrow before, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Got to recollect the old rope arrow. Also, I'm very pleased with that shot because I was aiming at quite a narrow surface from that angle.
Good job.
Thank you.
What a great shot.
This is what I do it all for. The praise, the adulation.
You were archering like a regular Nimrod there.
You know, it's funny. You call me that so often.
I do not.
Okay.
I do
anyway.
talk about Nimrod a lot.
You do talk about Nimrod a lot.
Here's the thing about 80s X-Men.
Okay. All right.
All
I
right,
apologize,
where are we
everybody.
now?
I didn't mean to get her on the 80s X-Men kick. That's going to be a minute. Uh-oh.
I'm behaving.
Sort of. Pretty much. I think that was the dog guy? Maybe? Doesn't seem to be getting closer, though. I don't know what he did. In any case, continuing. Okay. So we need to cross the foyer to the other side. Which means going to the stairs here. What do we got as far as guards on this lower floor? Oh, you know what? Maybe this was the stairwell where we saw the dog. So actually, you know what? Because he would have been coming from there. Actually, maybe that does mean that it's a circular path. So I know that there was a servant in this area who I don't want to alarm, obviously, but I also see loot items. All right, I'm going to drop down and maybe do something foolish here. None of this stuff's loot, but that sure is. And then we just lose the periscope for a moment until it goes back to its business. Same thing over here. Yoink. And out of the way. The guest book on the 23rd of Vendemia. Room 1, Duchess Kurinov, business with the Lord, don't disturb. Room 2, Messer Yarnum, visiting the manor, given access to the library. Room number 3, vacant, needs cleaning. Room number 4, renovation in progress. Okay. So we are at the moment behind the dog patrol, but this is going to become in front of the dog patrol soon enough here. Well, this one's fancy.
Yeah.
These big multi-part art pieces on the walls. Is there a name for this? This style of thing?
I mean, there is, but I don't know what it...
Okay, you know more. You know more about old people fancy stuff than I do, so I thought there was a chance.
Thank you.
This is one of the few like richly appointed touches that kind of makes sense to me. I think it's actually pretty rad.
Yeah. So I appreciate the books on the bed and around here because it tells us who's in this. This is room number 2. The guy who has access to the library.
92333. Lord Duval was kind enough to let me use his private library. Such rare and exquisite books. A real shame they ended up on his shelves, too. He'll never make use of them one whit more than an eyeless man would enjoy beauty in favorites. That's a bizarre way to write that. Gesta Regum Salagnier. Old history book written by an unknown fellow named Benegidus. Pages are so old they crumble under my fingers, and they are written in a sort of pseudo-ancient... Are you okay?
Yes. Keep reading. I'll tell you after.
Right. An interesting passage I translated. Then the king went to a pilgrimage to the land of illegible, so they could bringeth his son back to life. A whole page is missing here. The Chronicles of John of Eastfording. Manuscript describing the event of Eastfording. Folios 8R to 24V are written by another hand. Very detailed, very interesting, but it's obvious someone made a mess with a bottle of ink to hide something. Here's something I more or less managed to decipher. This is an island absent from sea charts, but only few know how to find it. Who? Afflictions, physic, and the cure for sorrow. This is what made this whole trip worth it. At first sight, it looks like some medical treatise from a Jelembe's vizier written in a Proto-Eschmunic dialect. But this text is full of metaphors and obscure prose, and can be interpreted in at least 5 different ways. More twists than a bag of pretzels. They have twisty pretzels? In bags?
Yeah, that's... okay.
If by sorrow he meant death, I think it must be the first book I came upon that is openly speaking of the Temple of Pazwusa without one of my mysterious friends sabotaging it. I'll make a transcription later. Okay, so that's interesting. Like, this guy is directly engaged against, without knowing, without knowing exactly what's going on. He's like directly engaged against one of the keeper's campaigns of censorship, and he knows that somebody's doing something. This is a cool
Yeah,
little
I like that.
storyline detail.
I also like that the first book he mentioned was written by someone named Benegitis, and then I got the picture of Wilford Brimley pronouncing the name of that.
Okay, all right.
That-
This ship in a bottle is a really cool detail.
yeah, that is.
A lot of neat little props. A lot of neat little environmental stuff in this mod.
I'm gonna ask you a question, and I already know the answer,
Okay.
but have you ever seen in real life a ship in a bottle?
I don't think so.
That's what I thought your answer would be.
Okay.
It's really it's such a nerdy thing, right? But it's
What's
really
going on here?
Oh shit.
neat.
Ugh, it's like I'm living in one of those penny dreadfuls.
How do you?
They had pennies. Shh.
I'm sorry. Money is measured in units of wealth. I don't believe they
Yeah,
have that.
abstract wealth units. It's like I'm living in one of those abstract wealth unit dreadfuls.
And like I'm trying to be like, okay, well, obviously this is a world where they have things that we have as well.
Yeah.
Even they might derive, but like, pretzels.
Nice. Was that really the
Good
threshold?
job.
We've gained a lot of money very quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, well with that I think we can head after Aldrias's demise.
But like pretzels are a thing that particularly came up through like church bullshit. So like,
Oh. Is that
It's-
true? I didn't know that.
yeah, I was using like leftover bread, and like the twisted pretzel shape is supposed to be some kind of religious. And I'm gonna do a quick Google while you're wandering the halls so that I'm.
No, that's interesting. What are you, little switch? Well, now. An utterly boring prayer book. Which gives us vision into... This would be into that guest room.
So there are
If I
like
get on the chair and crouch down.
there are like a dozen different accounts of the origin of the pretzel, but all of them are traced to different monks.
Okay.
So it could also be that that's just something that's been appropriated by the church. Well, that's neat.
Mm-hmm.
The little secret passage there, and the statue moving, that was neat. But so it could be possible that they were something that was really non-religious, and then was the church tried to tell a story about it. But
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, Amabel, are you suggesting that the church might not always be 100% forthright about things?
I would never suggest
No, of course
that.
not. Just a bottle laying in the middle of the floor. This is interesting.
Yeah. Just
Cute. Remarkably little of value, but it's cute. Okay, then we're upstairs from the pool. Okay, so.
we haven't done the security office yet, have we?
Nope.
Okay.
Working my way back around to it. Discovering all kinds of fun secrets. Continuing to get rich because we will use the money.
Right, because we'll have some kind of time limit.
There's just a couple of minutes. I was really hoping to hit the threshold before we
Yeah.
I hear you there.
Which we now
Oh
have
shit!
done.
Shit!
This is gonna be fun.
Dogs can't open doors. That dog opens doors. Oh, the guy's right there with it. Didn't realize those were lootable. You are very intimidating physically. However, you're not any smarter or better at fighting than the other guards. I didn't realize those were lootable when I was in here before. The dog, on the other hand, does not seem to have gotten the message. Maybe the dog didn't make it through all the doors. Oh, I don't want to fight a dog. All right. Oh no, I forgot. Creatures.
This wasn't supposed to happen.
Oh, the guy ran in at the thing
The
anyway.
alarm, yeah.
I forgot. Creatures that are lower than waist height are functionally impossible to kill. Alright, so first things first. I'm gonna go back here and grab those things that I didn't realize were loot. There's probably a fair amount of money there.
Yeah, I hope so.
Alright, I need to be more careful. There's just the one patrol, really. The one patrol of consequence, but I do need to, like, care about where they are. That didn't work. There we go. So the security office is just to the right here.
Okay.
I think he's getting closer.
I am so tense.
It's actually kind of hard to tell. Well, I don't hear him anymore, so I think he probably moved away. All right. So, there is the one periscope on this floor. That was somebody just running across that doorway there. I'm gonna grab this here. Oh no, okay, here he comes. He's like, we're right about at this point in his patrol. So let me get myself out of the way. How much money have we made at this point? 1964. Not actually that much extra value in those large artifacts that we picked up. They really did, like, they just, like, dialed way down the value of everything, but they put 10,000 loot items in every level. So it should be, dude just kind of walks right past here. Yep, there he goes. I guess that's the big danger of the dog, is that it fights like a spider, and so it's hard to deal with because characters in this engine just can't attack downward under any circumstances. The dog has permanent low ground. Okay, so there's another guard. It's just sitting outside the security office.
Don't worry, I'll find you.
And he
Do you
can
remember
hear
that
us
time-
slow moving while crouched on carpet, which is fucked.
Remember that time in the first Thief when that spider parried your sword swing?
I do remember that. Yeah, your guard is very impressive.
Damn, this wasn't supposed to happen.
Okay, I was kind of curious if the alarm would see the guard fighting. It does. Okay, so what I want to do is just cross over here pretty fast. Trying to make sure this guy doesn't. Oh. I'm hoping he's not running to hit an alarm. I don't know why he ran that way if not to hit an alarm, but we'll see. Okay, here we go. So I think this window
Okay.
is going to do something useful. Maybe it's just like a hidden room. Aldreus' demise, done. Stone Market Catacombs, catalyst for revival. The Book of Ash, sorry, Far East, a real puzzle, this one. The Chalice of St. Gramal, done. The test, moved to my private second floor study. The Skull of Mott, Kragenmetz, the Wild North, headpiece for the staff. But Aymar was certain that the piece was complete. The Amethyst Harp and Hawtrey Manor, possibly unstrung, must contact Guild of Luthiers. My beloved wife, in my deepest dreams I can grasp your hand. Soon we shall be reunited, and these shall be dreams no more. Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
In your mind, imagine you've locked all your troubles in a box and tossed the box into a deep, deep ravine. As the box falls further and further away from you, wave goodbye to your troubles. They will never make their way out of the locked box. And even if they did, chances are they'll never climb all the way out of that very deep ravine. And from now on, you'll be a more relaxed and confident person, a trouble-free person, a person that can say the following out loud several times a day. I have thrown away my box of troubles. I feel relaxed and confident. If any more troubles come my way, I will put them in a box too, and toss them into the deep, deep ravine in my mind. Huh. Rapudo. See if your men can comprise some more information about spirits from Balnabrick. I don't care how you do it and how much it costs. I just want more substantial material to go on, since that filcher bailed on me, and I need to find someone else to do the job. To say that I am disappointed in your protege is a massive understatement. I was foolish to keep him alive, blinded by the prospect of a dream finally fulfilled. He was supposed to offer me that harp on a gold platter. Have I not been clear about the importance these items have? Why has there been no progress? Why is he not dead yet? Find him and kill him. Do not fail me. I like this is like the motivation, like, this guy's not accidentally acquiring these items, right? So we are not supposed to make contact with him. Right?
That's correct.
I'm not supposed to let him see me. I'm not supposed to do combat to him, but I kind of got to look, so I just saved, and we're going to just take it and poke our head around the corner here. I reckon that's him. Or it's a special guard. Is this a piece of music that's playing? Anthony, don't believe the nonsense that pagan sorcerer of yours told you. You're better off in the city than in Miranval. Access to the inner city is now prohibited to all non-residents in order to minimize the spread of a black plague epidemic. Well, that's what the town criers want you to believe anyway. Something's up, my friend, and I have no idea what it is. The local authorities are doing their best to quell rumors of kidnappings of children, young men and women. This time, not even the wealthy are spared. Monseigneur de Gaudes' daughter disappeared, for instance, and the guards didn't see a damn thing. Of course, if you still insist on visiting this cursed city, I could provide you with a pass. Just give me enough time to buy the goodwill of those in charge. Caesar. It's a curious piece.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet this goes down into the security office. I kind of want to look around this area a little bit more. Like, the fact that this is the place we're most not supposed to be gives it quite an allure for me.
Oh, no.
Yep, and he stops and looks at the painting of his wife. He has very weird dialogue, or maybe that's not him. Maybe that's a guard we're hearing from below. I want to go over there, because there's something on that pedestal, and there's a plaque He's got a key.
Careful.
You can never be too cautious.
Ramirez is becoming bothersome with his dirty tactics. Nobody steps on my toes.
This is a place where the moss arrows, I think, makes sense, but unfortunately, I also think probably I missed my opportunity this walk around at least.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I can go across this and then across the carpet.
Rapudo, is that you?
I'm getting too old.
Nicely done, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Who dares bother me?
I do just want to look real quick here.
You can never be too cautious.
Find the new key.
Oh.
Jourdain and Mephiodus. Mysterious name that appears every time I try to track down the origin of disruption bombs, of my music machine, of strength elixirs, and of more than 100 other items I won't take the time to name. Some discreet mentions here and there in the city archives make me think they are also responsible for at least a quarter of the labyrinths of sewers and other maintenance tunnels under my feet. Impossible to tell if Jourdain and Mephiodus are one person, two persons, or a complete organization. No fresh tracks. Saltpeter's Men. Ridiculous name given to mine owners who are exceedingly giddy since the discovery of black powder. Known to be extremely ruthless in business as well as with their own workers. Sinister stories about these conditions too, enough to spark a revolt. Sent Jorg and Kuno to Boulder Creek Shaft to rile them up and start a mutiny. Well, if there's one thing Kuno's good at doing, it is riling people up. If everything goes right, Saltpeter should be a new source of revenue, and I could perhaps sell it to the Baron himself for his elite soldiers and their new contraptions. Sire Tonalot of Romavia. Aristocrat who, as his name implies, hails from the far duchy of Romavia. Lives in Aldale in an old abbey renovated as a manor house. Seems to be extremely well informed on warden affairs. Always more or less present when a conflict or an important maneuver occurs. Is it just some bizarre blue blood pastime, or something more sinister? Nothing dirty on him, not enough to make a virgin blush. If time permits, I may invite him to dine so I can study him better. The Wise 12. The long shadow behind the throne of the baronial university. Congregation of 12 men, essentially philosophers, men of science and engineers. Decide what should or should not be studied, what should or should not be communicated, etc. Non-negligible influence over the scientific community and the various publications in the city. One of Fiennes' cousins occupies one seat. Could explain why my stock of elixirs against scrofula is shunned by the plebs. See Report 3, dated 08-25-831, for a complete list of names. Duke Squafrelin de Gilonier. New figure who recently appeared in the city just after Constantine. As recluse as that one, if not more. Lives in a tower in the vicinity of Stone Market in Redminster Ward. Nothing concrete. Caesar implied he could be a distant cousin to the King of Sologne. I can wave goodbye to my relations with Miranval if Monseigneur acquires his services. Monsignor acquires his services. Goro. Legendary killer for hire who mainly operates around the city, but was repeatedly contracted all the way to Aristonia. That's where aristocrats are from. Acquired quite the fame for their deadly precision and complete lack of evidence left behind. Nobody knows if Goro is a man, a woman, or if they are even human at all. Heard wild rumors about Goro, suggesting they are a dreadful shape-shifting pagan beast whose sight is enough to slay someone, or a powerful rogue mage of the Hand Brotherhood. Apparently needs to be contracted through coded letters. Need to know more. Could Goro be responsible for...
For ellipses?
I mean, ellipses would be no problem for him, right? It's not even one dot per hand. Signor Rapudo. Recruit hailing from Illyria, recommended by Caesar. Very successful crook and a sharp... What?
No, keep reading. Keep reading. I'm sorry.
What?
Illyria is like a real place.
Okay, but I mean, like, place
They
names...
fucked up on that one.
I don't know, place names, a thing could be named, There are lots of places. There are lots of names of places that apply to multiple places. I'm not so broken up by that. Like if there was a city called Chicago, it wouldn't be like Also, isn't Illyria also the name of a place in Game of Thrones?
No, I don't think so.
I feel like they talk about Illyrian things sometimes.
They talk about Valerian.
Well, they talk about obviously they talk about Valeria is tremendously important, but I think Illyria is also like an old place that sometimes things are from. Anyway, very successful crook and a sharp, cunning man. Proved his worth extremely quickly with lucrative strategic maneuvers and incredibly clever operations I would never have thought of. Properly dangerous. Made him lieutenant. Better have him close to me than working for the competition. Took a fancy in a small-time fence named Victoria a few months ago. Wouldn't be surprised if the two were more than business partners, but his fiery temper is bad news for her. Need to keep an eye on her. No idea about her past, neither, which is troublesome. Addendum. Victoria quarreled with Raputo and left him to become independent. May become a problem. Dispatch assassins to get rid of her at the slightest chance. Yeah, good fucking luck, dude. Okay. Managed to get out of there pretty quickly. And
yeah,
then,
that whole part was really neat, actually.
Yeah, this dude is interesting as a character.
And yeah, having a particular character that you are not allowed to interact with is a really interesting, fun challenge, especially having that key there to tempt you. Like this, I'm enjoying this a lot. This mission.
This guy just left? He's not here anymore? Really, DeWall's key doesn't unlock the security office. I kind of figured it would unlock everything around here.
No, the security office is the captain and the guard.
Yeah, but DeWall, like, why would he have a key that didn't open a door in his place? Right? Like,
I mean, different locks need different keys.
ah, damn it. Yeah, but you can key a bunch of locks in such a way that there is a master key that opens all of them. Don't you know anything about lock design?
Yeah, but you would still need... Wait, I guess I don't. Because, like, if we have two doors,
Yeah.
right? And I have a key that opens one of those doors and not the other one. You having a key would not let you open both those doors.
You could design the locks such that there would be a key that would open both of them.
That doesn't feel very secure, though.
Well, I mean, but, like, this is a rich guy.
Okay.
Amabel.
Okay. I'm not trying to be difficult. I had not thought of this.
All right, so the captain of the guard is probably that guy, I guess. Or, like, that's the captain of the guard's room across the way. Why does he keep running like that? Does he have a nervous
Go to the
tummy?
bathroom really bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, is if
Yeah.
it is, like, legitimately a kind of... It is, in fact, like a kind of IBS thing, I think. Because he's on the toilet. Unfortunately, he's standing on the toilet. Deeply foolish.
Yeah.
The dog guard was making noise out there. Definitely heard us, but doesn't seem to have responded yet. It's just like a little bottle of water that I can't interact
Dang,
with.
this wasn't
No,
supposed to happen.
okay, he did. He did hit the alarm. That's annoying that we're just like, we're at this moment where that guy is close enough to hear our footsteps through a wall because everything is so fucking loud in this house. Well, we have a bunch of boss arrows left. Let's just silence the end of the hall. And actually, turning this off is definitely to our benefit as well. So, the bad news is,
Yeah.
dealing with this guy is not going to solve our can't get in there problem because there doesn't appear to be a key. Do we remember where... Door can only be opened with my key, your captain. Ah, shoot, I don't know where the captain is. I don't remember if we've gotten environmental clues.
I mean, the captain. So I would assume somewhere there are captain's quarters.
Not on the map,
Or-
I believe. Oh wow,
Wow.
they actually...
Think you're so...
He killed the tapestry. Wait. Yeah, the dog guard came like right down here. I don't know if you could hear the panting.
You don't think the dog guard is the captain of the guard?
Oh, you know, now that you mention it, yes, I absolutely do. Yeah, no, that makes a ton of sense, actually. He gets a special weapon. He gets to have his dog. All right, well, fuck. No, not all speed to the alarm. Okay. This fucking dude. Hold on. We're going to hang out here for a second.
Yeah. And let this guy just go to the bathroom and then just get the captain of the guard.
Yeah, well, I mean, just get the captain of the guard. Like, that's trivial.
Gas arrow?
I don't have we used the gas arrow. Oh, that's right. I did pick up a second one, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
I wonder if it'll work. I'm a little concerned about it not catching the dog.
The dog cannot sound
Well-
the alarm.
The dog can make a lot of noise, though, which is almost as good. Yeah, and see, they're not always close together.
What's that? Who go? We've got an intruder.
Okay. That's probably the right key. I bet it is. Now... Is there another patroller out there? Because I think that whistling... There is. There's so many guards. So much noise. So much to worry about. Okay. So we gotta wait until he goes back in the direction of the bathroom. Make it quick over to the carpet. Duck in into one of the doors. This is fixable. This is fixable. It was definitely worth exploring to find the second gas arrow. I'll say that.
Yeah, this is really tense. I'm really... Oh, gosh.
The periscope. Damn it.
This wasn't.
I stepped too far. I have to stay under the periscope. It has to lose me. If I step far enough that it can turn around and see me, then it's still, the alarm can still go off. Alternatively, I guess I could run through and just disappear. Like, if it turns around and doesn't see me, then yeah, we're all good.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a little reluctant to try to go for it because that guy's, partway through his bathroom trip already. It is just labeled security office key. I appreciate that. Thank you for pointing out to me that guy was obviously the captain of the guard. And that I didn't need to try to rack my brain for a note that we had found somewhere telling us where his quarters were.
Well, I wasn't sure. I mean, I didn't think of it until we were talking about it, and I realized that, well, that guy's been in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. I might even be able to grab this dude as he's coming out. I don't. I don't know if I agree with the whiff there, but okay. Listen, if we just kill him back here, it's fine. Dump him on the secret stairs. Nobody will know the difference.
Smart move not going on the stairs, sweetheart. You don't.
I was
the low ground.
I was very aware of it as I was backing up. I was like, please don't actually go upward. All right, the key. Hopefully there's nobody actually in there, but I bet there is. You wouldn't necessarily need someone in there since you have someone sitting at the outside. Oh no, okay. All right, so.
You have a plan for...
Periscopes, alarm controls.
Okay, well, the periscopes you can just turn off, and the alarms...
Yeah,
The alarm, you have 5 minutes to get there.
Yeah, we can make this work. Okay.
Go, baby, go.
So, we want to run over to the gallery. This should be where the gem is. Indeed. Okay. Hume, are you gonna... There it is. Cool, great.
Well, that was easy.
You gotta switch it, though.
I'm doing it.
Okay. Okay, I wasn't trying to...
Okay. Now we just gotta leave.
All right. You can
Who
do
remembers how we got here? The basement. We don't necessarily have to leave via the basement.
That's true. But we're not far from it, I don't...
We've
I
taken
actually
out
don't
a
know where we
pretty large percentage
Don't mind if I do.
of the people around here. A lot of really high value shit just laying around in the gallery.
Yeah.
There is that one archer guard who we wounded but didn't actually kill, who is in theory around here somewhere.
And I remember you said you were hoping to have murdered less than 80% of the guards. So we'll see when you complete the mission.
I think
How
this
well
is
you
that
did.
guy. Damn it. He stopped. Fucking bullseye.
Good job.
What I was saying, though, is we've killed so many guards and now disabled the periscopes, we might be able to just leave via the front door.
Okay.
I think it's a real possibility.
Who's there? Who said that?
Oh, there is a guard out here, of course. 2 guards, 3 guards, 6 guards, 100 guards. Out my face. I got hung up on the door frame. I was trying to run away. So, okay, it's not quite as easy as I'm making it out to be. The way we came in is over here. I am remembering this now. Shoot, I don't remember it all exactly. Let's see, it would be this way. And then down these stairs. And then... Yep, here we are. As ever, quick save before trying to mount a ladder. Okay. Overall, pretty successful. What do you reckon? Let's take bets here. What do you reckon our percentage of the grabbable loot is?
maybe half.
You think half? I think we did better this time than we usually do.
Yeah.
This is the one that just leads outside, right?
I'm figuring your percentage of murders is like 95%, but I'm hoping you do the less than 80 you were hoping for.
Wait, but this is the wrong way. This is the other outdoor exit, which means I think I do kind of remember how to get back. So we go down and then this way. That's not openable. Shoot. This is right, I think. I believe this is the sewer we initially went down. Aha! Count it. I appreciate them not making me walk all the way back. That was better.
Yeah.
All right.
Need more of that, please.
Aha! Look at that. That's definitely more than half. That's like 3/4.
Yep. Okay. Good job.
They don't tell us how many total guards there were, so I did kill 13 people. But
And knocked out 17.
well, I think
So I feel like you knocked out more than you killed, and there were
Maybe.
like, I don't know, 2 guys left on the map. So I feel like you did.
there were at
you did
least
pretty good.
there were at least 3 guys because we saw 2 guys in the front courtyard, and then there was that one guard upstairs. That's something. Stealth, stealth.
Makes them shrines to the Jacksberry and decorates them with relics. Worthy sanctuaries, sacraries, sacred sanctuaries. I can't read that. As they whisper venomful, rotten words to the abyss, false ambitions of bloodshed and detestation, and defiance of the honeymaker and the woodsy. That was too fast.
With the wall out of the picture, and with Aldrea's demise in my possession, it's now time to go after the second artifact I need to break the spell. It's a signet ring that belonged to a powerful archmage of yore, Teedir, and is buried with him in a derelict mortuary northwest of the city, beyond the mountains. The archmage is apparently the one responsible for imbuing items with magic, using an ancient scripture called Abubtiar's Tablets. The mortuary is located deep in the Hag Hill Forest, a vast woodland with a lone Hammerite road in the middle, and many highwaymen looking for travelers and cargo to plunder. The tome I found in the Keeper's Sanctuary is very specific about the location of the catacombs, but it doesn't have any useful information on what I might find inside, as well as the location of Teedir's tomb. Let's hope Abubtiar's tablets aren't too far away as well, as I'll need them if I want to stand a chance against these creeps. Thankfully, the book I found in that library should help me decipher them. This job won't be easy, and I'm prepared for the worst. I have no idea what awaits me there, so I should stock up on holy water and other undead repellents just in case. I know for a fact upsetting the dead is never a good idea, and getting back alive is an ordeal in itself. The full moon is high in the sky, and most of the potential highwaymen prowling the area should be asleep by now. Let's do this.
Is his voiceover starting to sound a little bit more labored to you? It sounds like he's trying way harder.
Yeah.
It's effortful. All right, the Keeper Tome spoke of their expedition here and of their failure to recover the strings of special silk within. You'll need them to access Teodir's tomb. Teodir's signet ring is the last enchanted trinket you need to give the mages in Highwatch Castle, so they can stop Azaran and remove the curse upon you. Your life depends on retrieving it. The Keepers are sure that Abubtiar's tablets contain the process for breaking your brand. It's unlikely that the local thugs have managed to enter the deepest recesses of this burial ground, especially if the Keepers failed as well. 1,000 loot shouldn't be tough to find. Yeah, we'll see. Have the quiet tombs become home to more than magi deceased over the years? No need to harm the downtrodden and desperate among them. You can just say don't kill people. It's fine. The weight of your brand is heavy. Leave as soon as your tasks are finished. What is the voice of this screen?
I don't
Is
know.
this supposed to be the way Hume is thinking of his objectives? Because it's not the way he writes or speaks. Right? I don't know. It's very weird though. They've made it written enough that now it must be like it has character. If they had just left it in a very plain like menu text, that would be, I would not have such questions.
This reminds me of 80s X-Men.
Okay. Everything does.
One thing Claremont did a lot is address the characters as the narrator in second person. Like, not as Claremont, but just as a narrator. And it was such a weird... Often got, like, really, like, angry and mean at the characters, which is a weird thing, because it has, like, it's not a neutral narrator voice. It's a character voice, and I think...
Right.
Doing the second person thing gives a kind of sense of who is talking, who is saying this to you.
The thing is, like, okay, the flash bombs, they do something, but they've turned out to be pretty ineffective in our experiment. The one time we experimented with them. The mines are pretty effective, I guess. I do think that one rope arrow is too few, so bring an extra rope arrow, just, in case of mistakes or whatever. The fire arrows, I think, are a no-brainer. Mm-hmm. The moss arrows I really don't think are so important. We can bring holy water. If we bring holy water, obviously we want to bring more arrows. I think I will bring the mines.
So while
and
you're
then
doing...
I guess this is really all we can do. Oh, that's right. They're not 25. They're 50. Okay, well, I guess that's that.
So, before I assume we're wrapping up for
Yeah, we're gonna...
before we wrap up, like, what do you think of that mission?
I like that one overall. I like that one quite a lot. I think there's a lot of cool stuff going on. It was a well-designed rich person's manor with some cool character to it. Overall, thumbs up. Big thumbs up. I did not like how fucking echoey it was, but they're trying to make the moss arrows actually like useful and meaningful. I don't know. It might be a little bit too far with every surface being so loud that people can hear you on multiple floors of the house. But overall, like I get it and it makes sense. I think it was good. I'm very curious to see their take on the sort of like the spooky woodsy stuff here in Jaws of Darkness. But I will say I've had enough fucking zombies, so
Yeah.
let's hope that we're taking it pretty easy on those. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, and it's going to be a minute, but when we resume next time, down we go into the Jaws, and we'll see you then.